All right, y'all. Let's take a little walk. All right, let's take a little stroll around the homestead. We've had some nice weather, so a lot of the snow is melted. We're doing a little bit of cleaning up, so gonna take you guys along for a quick ride on the homestead. A future homestead. It's not much of a homestead for those that are gonna be real technical about it, but we're on our way. Gonna go down over to the nursery. Take a look here at the nursery. So we went on Facebook Marketplace, found a guy to buy what these 15-gallon pots. Gave it to me for $8. I did go online and saw that I could probably get some for cheaper, but I don't got to order them. I get them right away. And for $8 for these really thick plastic pots, I was okay. I got these 3-gallon pots for $1. So, in hindsight, paying $8 for 15 gallons, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. And I do plan on going back to getting some 27-gallon pots. So I originally was gonna line all my pots up in this area here. However, the reason why I'm not gonna do that is the sun comes this way through the sky. Oops, sorry. It's like this. Okay. So this whole area here stays in sun as it goes there. So I'm gonna take these and put them on the other side of the greenhouse for now. Eventually, I'm gonna have to take these. I'll probably put them somewhere in a shady area or something like that, or at least a semi-shaded area where it doesn't get too much sun. Because I really want to maximize the area for sun, but also I want my pots in an area where they can dry out. I don't want to leave my pots in an area but you also don't want your pots to get too much sun because then they'll break down. This here is our part of our nursery area. We get all of our stuff from Stark Brothers. Mostly everything from Stark Brothers. We do take advantage of sales from Home Depot. As you can see, things are coming back alive. There are some things like this that died and did not survive the winter. Some things we gotta have to wait and see. Like this is clear, is good growth. The figs, I'm uncertain. So what I did is a lot of these smaller ones I overwintered in the greenhouse, and I did an experiment with some of our tulips and some of our bulbed plants, and I put them in all these. I put some of them in pots, and I left them outside, overwintered them in the pots. They might have rotted out. They might not have rotted out. I don't know. All this here was just stuff that we got on clearance at the end of season. We get for real cheap. We try to get most of our stuff at least 50% off. We don't pay full price for anything anymore. I don't remember the last time we paid full price. Nice, that melted. Perfect. This was a brick of ice earlier today, but I had to just move this. So this is our orchard, which now that I see it, it's like, man, we really don't have a lot of trees. But we will be increasing our inventory this upcoming year. So again, as you can see, we get our stuff from Stark Brothers. We take advantage of their bare roots. They have great deals if you're mindful to the sales. They have phenomenal sales, and it looks like a lot of our peach trees are going to be just fine. This is all new growth. This is all new growth. All that red, that's real good new growth, healthy growth. So these have buds on them. What's this? Might be a pear or apple tree? Cherry tree. Oh, okay. I'm still learning my stuff. Shit, this is an apple tree. Okay. And this looks like it's survived. Um, I'm really looking forward to our look at this. See that? Look at all that new growth. Really nice. Really, really nice. Now in theory, I probably should cut this right here. Um, so that way it could branch out. What is this? This is a dwarf, yeah. So I'm not gonna cut it because these aren't gonna get too big anyways. So honestly, I'm gonna let this grow and then shape it as it grows. I did kind of take care of some of this. I kind of ripped them off, so that might have hurt them a little bit. But earlier in the season, I came by and I just kind of started cleaning up things. This is a plum tree. It's a plum fortuna. This had so many blooms on it last year. So many blooms. I actually may move this somewhere over here so it can stay in the sun a little bit more. Because I think if you look, see this tree right here? This is a tree that I got to cut down. I'm not looking forward to cutting that tree down, but if I cut this one tree down, we have sun in this area for at least another 2 hours. That is relevant. That is relevant. That is important and that is relevant. Like that whole corner here, I want to get rid of all of those trees in that corner. Um, so that way as the sun tracks and goes down, this still has a little bit more sun because it's only what 2 o'clock. I want this area to be in the sun up until about 4, and then I don't mind, evening, cool, have the house cool off. Look at this apple tree. So this apple tree, I've been training. So you could see this branch. I had it like this. So I've always wanted I want fruit trees like you could kind of climb in. You just kind of have nice like this. I envision this being a sitting branch. You kind of just sit right there. Work your way up. And get your picking your fruit. So I do like this. In theory, I probably should train this to go like this way, which is something I may do, and then train this one to go this way before they get too stiff, which is what I actually may do. And as you can see here, you see how these fork out? That's ultimately what I did for these, right? And then I left this so these can grow out. And this has some new growth on it. What is this here? This is a Bosch pear. So once it obviously looks like a mess because it is a fucking mess, but it is what it is. So this here is one of my pleasant experiments. So Steph had bought a white pineberry strawberry for like $20. It was one plant. She got excited, and she's like, oh, and bought it. It was $20. And what I told her is the nice thing is strawberries multiply. So it's hard to tell, but this was one plant. It's all the way spread. So we're hoping that this year, this year we'll get berries because last year we did not. We did not get any berries. And now I'm more than likely going to come by and cut these down. I personally like to leave my raspberry canes so that way those root systems can be nice and strong and healthy. And as these die out, the root system takes the energy from the stock, so that way it can keep pushing out new shoots, is what I like to think happens, rather than just cut them down and just get rid of all that grow all that energy. um, so I pruned a lot of this. As you can see, I got rid of, a good amount of these are golden raspberries. um, I forget the name. It's just the pink raspberries. They're not actually golden. They're fucking pink lemonade raspberries. Um, let's see here. Our hardy kiwi. This here. I hope that it survived. Several times this thing looked like it was gonna die, and every year it comes back and it survives. I need to build a trellis for this, and I need to find a place for this. This is our hardy kiwi. I do need to find a place for this. So let's see here. What do we got here? This is more raspberries. I think. What variety is this? Latham Red. Ah, looking forward to this over here. These are pink lemonade blueberries. These are looking so good. I cleaned these up the other day a little bit. I left this one a little more. I left that one more open. This one is a little more gnarly. Um, but look at the growth on this thing. It's almost just, look at, this is the peach tree we had. No, I probably could have cut that down and just left this up here, which I may actually still do. I may come down and just cut this, and just leave this top part to grow, because this here is a good branch to leave. They're all spaced out very nicely. Um, so I may maybe get rid of this, or keep this and just get rid of these lower branches, is what I may come over and do. More blueberries. This is a Vermont raspberry patch. Really looking forward to what this looks like. Now, a lot of things, it's real messy, a lot of weeds. For those that don't know, we bought 30 acres, once I lost my job back in COVID. And it's a long story, but ultimately I decided that I wanted to change the direction for my family. I was tired of the rat race, and just accepting things for what they were, and just, I saw a lot of things that made me realize that the best way to take control of your life and not have to worry and be a, a victim to society and their pressures and their rules, and is to have your own space. It's just like when you grow up in your parents' home, right? And you wanna do things on your own. They say, well, you ain't gonna do it in my house. All right, well, fine. You get yourself your own place. You might still follow certain rules and things like that your parents might have instilled in you. But you branch out, and you might do things a bit differently. You might do things that they typically don't agree with, because you're living your life. But that sense of freedom allows you to grow and be more fruitful. And that's what we decided, or that's what I decided for my family. And I was very fortunate to have a lady that trusted enough in me to take that chance with me. Some pear trees here, for those wondering, just coming down. This is what is going to be considered my crystal garden. So I'm collecting rocks, boulders that all have this like little shimmer and white crystallized look to them. And we're gonna line this up here, and it's gonna be like a rock wall, if you will, but of boulders such as this. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Not the plan, but that's what we're working at. A lot of flowers here, a lot of different things. One of the things that I like to do is just a lot of random planting, harvest seeds wherever I go, wherever I could find seeds, buy things for, clearance, so that way I have the flexibility to really experiment without it costing as much as it can cost. So as you can see, this road needs to be fixed. This is becoming a nuisance. This is one of the biggest issues we have here in the winter, is the washout. Now, this road is slowly getting better. It is slowly getting better and better and better, but there is obviously more improvements to have been made, or that we can make, which I'll continue to do. I just got to keep getting rid of this topsoil, this loose topsoil. And eventually, what I'll probably end up doing is coming over here and just trenching out on this side here, and just doing a trench so all the water stays here and just continues to go on the side, is what we'll do. That will fix this road. If I come with the excavator and I just dig a trench and just trench this all here, I'll fix this road. And that's what I'm going to work on this year with the excavator. We're going to get this tightened up. We're going to get this fixed up, because what happens is all the water from the mountain, from the hill, from the mountain, comes from here and all the way down. Now, it used to come this way from up here really, really bad. And then I fixed it a little bit by digging some trenches. But as you can see, those fill right back up with dirt. I need to get culvert piping to fix this, is what I need to get. So that way I can take, when this comes here, right, what I'll end up doing is trenching from here and connecting it to over there underground. So I'm going to dig a hole here, pipe here, run it sideways. So as the water comes down, it enters the pipe, and then it exits the pipe over there into the side of the hill, rather than on this side of the hill. Now, obviously the easiest thing probably to do is to grade this and then maybe divert the water over here, but then that will turn this into a bog, and I don't want that. I don't want to have pockets of boggy water everywhere, right? So I'd rather just have one area that is boggy and muddy and consistently filled with water, because if I only have that one area, I can deal with the issues of that area. And as far as like water and catchment and stuff like that, like I'm not too worried about that, because we're gonna worry about that up at the top of the hill. So just gonna give you guys a little walk around, the property, just an idea as to kind of what we got going on. I had to put a halt on building the house. So one of the things that I talked about is having that freedom when you buy property, but unfortunately, the government can catch up to you eventually. So before things become too chaotic and problematic, I just put a halt on it. I gotta fix up the concrete pillars anyways, make them a little bit cleaner, neater, fix it up so the water's not pulling up on them. And once I get that done, try to move forward on the building inspectors and all that shit. There's just so many bureaucracies and shit. So, but I told my ladies, until then, we're gonna live right in there, or we'll camp, quote unquote. So this here is a start to my greenhouse. All right, or start to my new gardening season. The greenhouse, don't mind this here. So these here were our storage containers for the house, so that way we don't have to worry about mice and things like that when we putting shit away. So what I'm gonna do, start these kits up, and I only got these because again, clearance. Everything we do on clearance. So if you see me with this stuff, it's because I got it for a sale. If not, I usually try to recycle most of what I have. But we're gonna pop some seeds in here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 6, 10. We got about 30, 130, 3, 6, 9, 10, right? 3, 6, yeah, 120. Yeah, we got about 140 plants that we could start in these trays. And so my thought process is, this is a cheap greenhouse, right? Those plastic containers will serve as another greenhouse. So we'll trap the moisture in here and also insulate these. And then when I close this overnight or whatever throughout the day, it will keep the temperature really well in here. And my thought process is I could essentially like a heated greenhouse without it being heated, right? The sun heats it up, it traps the heat will get trapped in there in those little containers, and my hope is that it will create a healthy enough ecosystem for the seeds to thrive until I can get them in ground. And then this here is the leftovers from last year. Our last year our last year's haul for sales, for plants on sale. So we just leave these, and then I'll plant these. This is part of what I put in those plants over there, the overwintering plants or the overwintering bulbs. So all right, let's get you guys popped on here real quick.